town here. I'm T.R. McGrath with McGrath Clambakes. We brought you out here to explain to you how your meal was cooked tonight. Before that, I'd like to say thank you to everybody for coming out to this event. Nice event, help support. It's a great opportunity to see the casemates and some of the restoration that's already happened, and hopefully someday the whole place looks like that, but it takes a lot of effort and every little bit helps, so thanks everybody for coming this evening. For those of you that have not seen one before, this is a traditional old-fashioned New England Clambake. How about a show of hands? Who's seen this before? I know there's some Corcorans here. They've all seen it. All right. So for those of you that haven't seen it, I'm going to give you the spiel. For those of you that have seen it before and seen it a lot, no hecklers, please. So what we did is 3 hours ago, we had a nice we built a bonfire by stacking wood about this high. On top of that, we put rocks, mostly granite rocks. They hold the heat the best. On top of that, some more wood. Basically put a match to it. Burns really hot for the first 20-30 minutes, a nice big roaring bonfire. And then the next 30 minutes, all the wood burns away and it settles down to a nice base of coals with the hot rocks. The rocks get so hot that they even start to split. So it gets pretty warm in there. On top of that, we put seaweed. You guys can see it here. Everybody from around here knows this is rockweed. We call it rockweed because it grows by attaching itself to the rocky shores. We sent the crew out yesterday to pick this stuff nice and fresh. They go in about mid-tide and harvest it by literally tearing it off the rocks. This is the most important ingredient in the bake, actually. What happens on top of those hot rocks, we throw all this seaweed down. All the salt water in the seaweed singes against the hot rocks, and that's what helps to steam the food. So you can see that action going on right now. So again, nice layer of rocks, and then we throw down the seaweed on top of that. On top of that goes all the food. It sits underneath about 15 layers of damp canvas. Sits there for about 2 hours, and we hope for the best. Yeah. As I mentioned, it is a 2-hour cooking process. If anybody's steamed a lobster at home, you know that you can steam a lobster on top of the stove in 10 or 12 minutes. So you might be thinking in your head, why does this guy just cook our lobsters for 2 hours? Clearly a different type of cooking. I like to say it's the closest thing to it would be, a method of cooking like braising or even a smokehouse. Smokehouse, you put a pork shoulder in. End of the day, that tough cut of meat's kind of falling off the bone. Same idea. When you steam a lobster, tail meat comes out all in one piece, almost tough in texture. What you're going to find here is it's going to be a lot softer, sweeter, still very moist. Again, from all the salt water in there. We actually don't use any seasoning in the bake, not even salt and pepper. It's just all the different flavors from all the different foods kind of commingling there. So, in the bake today, we have red bliss potato, corn on the cob, Prince Edward Island mussels, Spinney Creek, Maine steamers. We have chorizo, which if you don't know is a spicy Portuguese sausage. Of course, some good Rhode Island lobsters.
Cool.
Everybody like to go up? Just take us a couple of minutes. We'll set the buffet and we'll be good to eat.
Okay. All right.